How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I saw you were on December later, and I figured I'd hop in to see what you thought of that one. You didn't get into it yet, did you?
No, I played it yesterday for the first time. I was surprised. I
Pretty
was
good,
actually.
isn't it?
It is pretty good. It is pretty good. But I also understand why it didn't become popular because it's like very close to Path of Exile, and I think the level of complexity for mobile maybe is not as appealing as like a something as streamlined as a Diablo Immortal. That's at least my early thoughts.
Oh, I agree. I also think that it's a little bit more clunky on mobile. I think that there was so much stuff when I played it on the screen. It was a little bit more difficult to control. Just there was just a lot of stuff going on. What's up, Habanis?
Hey, Echo, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing all right. Sorry, I thought you were going to join the same call, so I missed.
No,
Oh, it's
I tried to join, but it just created a new group. It's
Oh, it's
a
okay.
yeah. So I'm the new guy here. You guys have been doing this so we have Echo. You've been doing this for like 40 years, right?
I think more like 5 years at this point, man. It's
Oh,
been
holy
like
shit.
5 years. I know, crazy.
Then we have the next generation, which is Abo. You did this for what? 2 years, 3 years in how long, Abo?
Around 2 years, I think.
Yeah. Then you have me. I've been doing this as a content for like 4 months, right? 5 months now. So it's what is crazy is like so Echo. You are the what is like your main complaint about the game, or something that you really wish that they will put in a game that will make you more excited about it?
Well, there's always going to be things that can go into the game or that we could complain about the game. Um, I, I'm not the biggest Battlegrounds multiplayer guy,
Yeah.
although because of you and some of your streams, I messed around with it and I really started to enjoy it. So I think additions to Battlegrounds and different types of game modes. I've never been an objective based game mode type player.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was, into shooters and stuff. So doing some other types of game modes that are available all the time, like Battlegrounds, or even some new maps for Battlegrounds, I think that could be the biggest change that would benefit the community the most, specifically um, the community that's heavily supporting the game financially. I think that would be a good move. But at the end of the day, there is a ton of stuff. I mean, I know that a lot of people complain about the game all the time. Um, I'm still a huge fan of the game. I still enjoy playing the game, and I think the game has a lot of stuff inside of it to offer players. And you were talking about the whole new player experience,
Yeah.
and Habanis said that he felt could be a little overwhelming and stuff for. I think that was the word he used
Yeah.
for new players coming in. But when new players come in, man, I mean, I get the same thing in my comments. New player stuff, new players all the time. A lot of people find the game because they saw one of our videos. But a lot of them are just coming in. They want to farm. They want to hit Paragon. They want to try and put some builds together. They're doing the real basic stuff of the game and learning stuff there. And then they start realizing once they've invested time or whatever, the true complexity and what's actually there in the game. But if you compare it to any other action RPG, it's probably the easiest barrier of entry, not financially, but complexity wise. Even you said on December, it's a lot more like a Path of Exile, a lot more complex.
Yeah.
And I saw you also on your stream rating the other day the action RPGs, and you said yourself, Diablo, one of the easier, the least complex for games in this genre compared
Yeah.
to all the others. So I don't know. I think out of action RPGs, it's one of the easiest to get into. But if you compare it to games like Clash of Clans, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's next level in complexity. It's yeah, that's where I'm at.
And maybe there is not that many action RPG players. That can be another thing too, especially on mobile, because most of them are on PC playing Path of Exile and Diablo.
100%. I think this is so. There's always been in the past, on my main channel. I've been doing YouTube there for 9 years, and I was, you do a game and you're like, okay, what's the next game, because this game's kind of dying out. What am I going to do next? And I remember trying to get into MOBAs. Arena of Valor was one of them, and I realized that MOBAs just aren't going to be big in this region in North America. It's just not going to be a genre that I could support a channel with. And I really do think that action RPGs, they're a niche thing, man. Like we're not going to have these blow up channels that get massive with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It's going to be niche. It's going to be close knit. Like yourself, when you guys are in the game, I'm sure all the time you have people saying, "Oh my God, I watch your videos." You know,
yeah.
That never happens in some of these other games that are just so much bigger and bigger niches. So we're definitely in a small niche here that there's only a limited amount of growth of the community, of our channels and our little businesses that we have here. But at the end of the day, you know, it's an opportunity, and it is a good opportunity for people to get into action RPGs for the first time, or myself, you know, a dad. I don't have the time to sit and play D4 all night long anymore.
You know, to be honest, I played it, and it still has the same issues.
D4?
Yeah, like I played it last time I played was on season 4. There is an expansion in multiple seasons in between, but it's just like you build a character, you level it up, you make the build online, and then you have nothing to do with it. You know, like there is no end game content, so you just okay, I guess I'm gonna check next season. And so I played 2 days and I was done with the season, and I feel like it's not that healthy. I didn't play for that many hours also, but at one point that you actually touched, that was talking about games like Clash of Clans and like obviously the ARPG genre when it comes to the mobile. Inside the mobile world, it is a niche because also it has a bit more complexity than compared to any other game, right? So if we put it in those terms, whenever someone that comes like from Clash of Clans, or if I just imagine like my wife, right? She plays like sometimes some mobile games, but if she opens up Diablo Immortal, like she won't know what to do, you know? Because maybe for us we are used to play whenever we were kids, like ARPGs or the PlayStation or the consoles, whatever. So we already have like a small understanding of this. But if you put like stats and items and like these things, like there's like a huge disconnect from and I'm using her as an example because that's like the avatar of, I think, is like the typical mobile casual gamer. You know, they are looking for normally games that aren't as advanced, and usually people that probably they are transitioning from PC to, you know, maybe they are adults, like you said, like your dad, and you don't have as much time, and you transition from PC to a mobile game. Then maybe you are looking for something a bit more complex. You know, can be mobile on a mobile platform, but maybe you'll add a bit more complexity than Clash of Clans or you know, Angry Birds or something like that. So my point is that going back to 1 December, too complex. I feel like that's why it didn't succeed. Also, it came in the same time as December, as Diablo Immortal. But in the ARPG genre, do you guys think that Diablo Immortal should dumb down even more than it already is? I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
No, I don't think so either. The only thing that they need to dumb down more are the pets.
Oh, 100%. 100%. No, because I feel like maybe in the beginning of the experience they can maybe optimize, because like one of the main complaints that I see, and you see it all the time, you go like to the official Diablo Immortal channel and you're gonna see this also, is they are asking what to do after the main quest. How many times did you read this?
Yeah,
it's just like like, but why is there like such a huge problem? Like, because like you play this game for like 1 week, then you get to the main quest, then you're like you finish the main quest and there's no tutorial to tell you what to do. You know what they do? They go to our YouTubes, they go check like our weekly and daily grinds and all these things. But a lot of players, they stop playing there, or as Echo was saying, they play for a while, they make their build, and then they just realize, oh shit, we're never gonna catch up like with the veterans. So, do you guys think like we should have resonance and secondary SketchUp mechanic systems?
I am not sure how is that related to resonance and secondaries, but
No, because
they
like,
should.
tell me. Sorry.
So let's say if you don't know what to do after the main quest, then probably you are new to action RPGs. That's the problem. And there might be better tutorials. And if you are not new to the action RPGs, you know what to do and you feel left behind, well, you are unlucky. This is a pay to win game. If they do something like that, I would be happy personally, but I'm not seeing them doing that. And one other thing about the game being niche, actually, it's at the start when you start your channel, it was a good thing, because imagine yourself sharing Diablo Immortal, Diablo 4 builds, or Path of Exile 2 builds. There are thousands of creators trying to do that, and you might not be seen. At first, this game being niche was definitely
a plus.
Yes, for sure. And it will stay that way, I guess. But yeah, that's what we have.
Do you feel like you got yourself to that? Sorry, Echo. Do you feel like you got yourself to that cap that you couldn't like break it?
So I think I could increase my total views, not singular video views. Because like I said earlier, if you share a lot of content, people will watch, but they are not gonna get hundreds of thousands views. You can, I'm not saying spam content, but share everything as much as you can. For example, like you are doing, I guess, for the last couple of months. I done that before too. It works. It just get tiresome, but it is pretty doable if you push yourself enough. I think, I'm not sure if you can get 1 million views monthly.
No,
I'm not sure about that.
I don't think so.
Probably Echo will know better on that.
Yeah, I know better, but it's not me that's getting 1 million views per month.
I'm not sure, but probably my cap highest was like 600 or something like that. I will check actually.
That probably was during the Tempest, no?
Probably some hype time.
Yeah.
My peak was approximately 1 million views when the game launched, which quickly fell off like the next month. But I was there on launch day. Then the next most popular was when the Blood Knight came. That was a big jump in viewership. But it didn't get back up to 1 million.
Yeah.
And now we're getting into this YouTuber talk here, guys. This is fun.
Do you
there's definitely a
Echo, do you saw the graph that Abo shared? The active player base?
Yeah.
What do you think about
I
that?
saw that video. I mean,
you think it's accurate?
I don't know if it's accurate, but when you look at any mobile game or any game in general, what typically happens is there's hype day one, and after a month that hype dies. Look at DM. DM and I are good friends. Look at what happened with his Diablo 4 channel. He left Diablo Immortal. He started a Diablo 4 channel. He was in the right place at the right time, putting out the best smart content that he could. His channel blew the hell up, and he got himself to 250,000 subscribers. And then the next month, the viewership halved, and then it halved again, because every game that comes out has that initial hype, and then it dies out. Same thing happened with his stream on Path of Exile 2. He did the stream. He had like 20, 25,000 concurrent viewership. But then once everyone can get into the game, you go back to his stream, he's got 3,000, which is still crazy and great numbers. It's just how games work, though. View and player base is going to always be fading, unless if there's some major big updates, which in my opinion is why they keep bringing new classes to the game, right? Like that's about as big of an excitement as you can get to bring back other players. Like new maps are cool, but you play it once and then you're done with it. The new class, like it brings a lot more alongside of it, which is tough to maintain, first of all, because of balancing everything and every year having to bring out a new class. That's a lot to maintain. But as far as the player base dipping, it's definitely dipping. People are leaving every day, but there's also new players coming in every day. I look at my comments almost all the time. Almost every day, you'll see someone commenting that they're new to the game or they found the game because of the video, all those types of things. And that's just the people that decide to comment on the videos. So
Yeah.
and I also heard 𝙀�プ𝙋 say something about Raid Shadow Legends before, and how they advertise. So I have a third channel for Raid Shadow Legends where I put out videos every day on Raid. I absolutely love the game, but they are masters of advertising. They're always advertising for 5 years, and you just don't see many other games doing the same thing. And that's part of why they're having their success, because they're always getting new people coming to the game to replace the people that are leaving the game. Another game that does it well is like Rise of Kingdoms, which is a kingdom builder. They do the same thing, heavy on the advertising. And I think any game that is especially a PvP focused game, you always need to have new players come into the game, or else you're going to not have you're going to have a dead game, and then people aren't going to want to be playing.
Yeah,
I guess Diablo could do they could do a better job advertising more, I think.
Yeah, I think they rely maybe too much on the strong
IP.
On the strong IP of the Diablo is, right? But you have to also understand that maybe Diablo means something for us that we are a bit older generation. But if you're like 18 years old and or early 20s and you're browsing through like the App Store, Diablo just doesn't hit the same way. Like for them, it's like literally a new IP as any other game that they are watching, right? Because they are not from the 90s or the 80s or whatever. So for those generations, 100% we need more actively push advertising, because how many people are really playing Diablo in Diablo Immortal because they played Diablo 1 and 2 or 3 or 4 like on the PC, you know?
And if you check your like YouTube thing, for me, everyone is 25 plus, almost. I'm talking about the viewer age, yeah. So it adds up to the thing you are saying in this, for sure.
Yeah, so for me, I have here some interesting stat. I got like 95% women watch me. It's kind of interesting though.
Bullshit.
That sounds suspicious.
Who's buying views?
I think you have a new channel.
I don't know about this. Oh no, that's 97.2 male audience. Well, 2%, 2.8% female, and which is it's like. But to be honest, I'll say that this is a game that I saw more girls playing than any other game that I played in the past, or maybe that I interacted with. But I also feel like whenever I used to play WoW, like gaming was not as mainstream as it was, and there was not as like you know, like I don't know about you guys, but like in high school playing games, for me, I was like an absolute loser. So I kind of hid the fact that I played WoW, except like with my buddy that he also played WoW. How was you guys' experience? Like, did you guys play video games whenever you were kids?
No, I was playing basketball all the time. I mean, I was playing games, but my family was they were against playing too many games, so that was the issue for me.
What about you, Ego?
Well, I was a big into football. I played football in school, and I really liked girls. I would have much rather spent time with my girlfriend or all that.
Were you a quarterback, man?
No, I wasn't. I was a running back, but I was not a quarterback. But I will say, I didn't play video games at all. So I played games, showing my age a bit here, man, because I'm definitely older than both of you. I played a lot of like Sega Genesis and Nintendo 64. And then I didn't play games again until Gears of War 1 came out. I saw Gears of War 1. I played 0 games. And then I fell in love with that game, got big time back into gaming. So there was a good 10-year span of me not even touching video games. Maybe an 8-year span where I didn't play anything.
Maybe some of the, if there is any Turkish viewers in the chat, there's a game called Night Online. I played that game. It was like World of Warcraft for Turkish players.
Really?
It's not the same game, but I mean, WoW stole your life, your time. The Night Online was same for Turkish kids. It's not the same game, not even similar, but I played that one. I'm kind of ashamed about it. It was a total waste of time, but
I mean, we all
and
had our
probably
dark times.
yeah, they're still playing it though. Like they're 40 years old and they're still playing that game, and that's a pay-to-win game too. So yeah, that's my gaming nightmare.
But you know, Echo, I also didn't play video games for like 7 years. So after after college and before I started working, I just decided, you know what, now I'm gonna take life serious. You know, gonna become like a millionaire. You know, like that's kind of like I got like because you know like I'm from lower class and I kind of really wanted to do something with life. Well, look, how that end up, right? But for like those periods, I was working a lot. Then I built like this company, and I was doing like pretty well, like financially. But I got to a point that I was like so miserable in life that I just quit everything. I quit the job dedicated to my company. Then the company was doing well, but I was just like so I was feeling like that I didn't have any happiness in life pretty much. So then I quit that. I started traveling the world, and then I met my wife. I started gaming again, and well, like you know what they say, like in life sometimes it feels like you cannot have everything. And do you guys believe in that? It's like it feels like sometimes there is like a trade-off of things that you always have to do, like say, or you have money and happiness and health, and you know, like that triangle. There's like this triangle: time, money, and something else. Do you guys believe in that?
Yeah, I guess maybe, but we all trying to balance it, I guess.
Yeah, I've gone. So my life has changed significantly. I don't want to get into my whole life story here, but you know, before I did YouTube content, I was a teacher, and you know, you're not rich as a teacher. Like you make okay money. You
Yeah.
can make a living. And my wife also worked in the school, so we had like a very middle class life, right? And then I started going on this journey of YouTube, which turned into like multiple channels and casting esports stuff, and like life changed pretty drastically, and you know, new house and all that kind of stuff. And back when I was doing the teacher life, there were things that I wanted, things that I was unhappy with, things that I didn't appreciate. And now that I'm living a very different life, there's things that I want, and I'm not talking about physical things.
Yeah.
There's things that I want, and there's things that you always, it's like the whole stupid saying, grass is always greener.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted a bigger house because I lived in a normal house. I had
Mm-hmm.
two crazy boys, and it was always like super stressful in the house because I felt like everyone was on top of each other. So now I got the bigger house, and now the bigger house costs a lot more money and all this stuff. So it's like I have to I have to bust out YouTube channels. I have to have a job on the side just to support everything I'm doing. So I feel like no matter where you get to, you're always, you're never like, there's no perfect happiness where everything is great all the time, or at least I haven't found it. Not that I was not happy before and then I'm not happy now. I feel
Mm-hmm.
very grateful for everything that I have. I mean, I get to play video games for a living, which is awesome. But there's definitely no, okay, I got to that point. Now life is perfect. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah. That's that.
100%.
Yeah. By the way, Abu, how do you feel like? Do you think like taking that new job was a positive thing?
Oh, for sure.
It's
Well, I'm
more.
still playing games, but um, it's more, what can I say, flexible, I guess, and more secure because on YouTube we talked earlier. You never know how much you are gonna get. I mean, you kind of guess, but it can go up, it can go down. Having a number that you know that you are going to receive after you done do certain things, it's good. Because actually, I never had that. After college, by the way, on college, while I'm on college, I was playing video games too. I was playing, I think, NBA 2K for probably I had thousands of hours gameplay each year on every single game for like 3 years. And after college, I changed my city, started a business with a friend. It was related to SEO websites,
Mm-hmm.
creating that kind of stuff. And at that, after a couple of months after we started the job, I got married. And after like 6 months, that job got fucked. Business got fucked, basically. And in that 6 months, I was actually creating Diablo Immortal content without getting paid or anything like that. So that job fucked up. Diablo Immortal channel got monetized, so I was able to get some
transition.
money. Yeah, that transition was kind of lucky for me. I mean, it wasn't easy. Like, I had to get loans for some months because there was no income. But when I recovered it, everything went well. I mean, my life quality, me and my wife's life quality went higher. At that time, she was working too. But her job is teaching children with disabilities, I guess.
Yeah.
It was very stressful. And every day she was coming home, complaining about something at work, blah, blah. And after my channel got better, like after a year, I said to her, like, you can quit your job. We are good. That was one of the biggest things I did. And I'm really happy about it. So she's not working now. And on top of that, now I got the new job and our life got even more flexible because of the income. Now we get to travel.
So you hired your wife as your pilot?
Yeah, you can say that.
No, that's a really good thing, man. I'm really happy that like doing things like that for the ones we love. It's 100% like the most rewarding things that we have.
I am not sure if I did the right thing because she used to only complain about work. Now she's complaining about my socks being at the living room. I'm just joking. And my socks are not at the living room because she yelled too much. Now I'm keeping it together.
So
no, jokes aside, it was good. The transactions were perfect for me.
No, also it's very cool to know, man. These things about you guys because like we are always like the face of like content for Diablo, and we rarely are the. It's very hard sometimes also for us content creators to share like personal things, and so some people are more private than others, and obviously that's good. But also, if you just go like and try to do like a super personal video, you know that probably that video is not gonna do as well. So it's you kind of try to shield yourself from that. But this is good to know. So one last question for you guys. This is 2025, okay? Recently, I made a video of like changes that I wanted, this and that, okay? But what do you guys hope for this game or for your channels? What is like your goals for 2025? Okay, that in a more general sense, personal or has to do with the game. What are you guys aiming for 2025? Echo
for me.
Or
Echo,
I will.
Well, how about us take it?
So for the channel, as long as I have this other job, I'm not gonna push too hard. I will stream probably when I want to play Battlegrounds, and if there is like crazy important build or something that I can share, maybe I can share that. But other than that, I'm probably not gonna push too hard. But you never know. Maybe I start doing more, but I don't really have too many goals about the channel this year. But overall, well, I will try to keep that job and play the game and share content about the game whenever I want. That's the plan for me. And who knows, maybe I start a new channel or something like that.
Maybe you should. What about you, Echo?
Yeah, for me, the Diablo channel, it's kind of I don't expect anything to pop and get huge. You know, when the new class comes, I expect a little bit of bump and stuff. Um, I just like to keep growing the channel. I'd love to try and get another one to 100K. I think that would be a great goal. There's no way in heck that I think that's going to happen in a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really do like Diablo Immortal, but I also look at all of this like, how am I going to personally grow the channel, the brand, the business, call it what you want. So,
Mm-hmm. I saw that you launched a website, by the way. Congratulations on
yeah,
that.
thank you, man. It's been a lot of fun. Um, I I always look in the App Store and try new games to see what's the competitor for Diablo Immortal, and I've never, because you know the whole thought is, oh, I can start playing that on the channel as well, and maybe that'll be like the next big thing. Although Diablo Immortal is still good and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just tried one called Dragon Odyssey. I put a video out on my main channel about it. It's not going to replace Diablo Immortal. I guess we could say that. The only thing that I think can drastically change anything that any of us are doing is, one, if we switch to a different game, or else it's going to be the same projectile. Like everything's going to grow at the same rate, and that'll be it until the game ends up dying. Unless if Path of Exile Mobile comes out, then I think that's the only opportunity that there is to make a game that could actually compete with Diablo Immortal. Because like Torchlight Infinite came out, pretty good action RPG, but got completely smothered by Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
Undecember came out, got completely smothered by Diablo, and I think Undecember is a great game. So the only name that I think that's big enough to get attention enough to beat Diablo would be an Undecember. I'm sorry,
Path of Exile.
Path of
Yeah,
Exile.
if that happens, we are all going Path of Exile 100%. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean that'd be the move. But it's really hard to say like what's the plans. I mean, shit, man. I got a couple.
No,
of
I didn't
channels.
say the plans. I said like, what is your goals? Like, it doesn't have to be only attached to these. Like, what is your goals for the? So, for example, I'll tell you. Maybe it's easier if I started, so it'll be more clear. My goal for 2024, 25, it is to make this full time in a way that I'm not always dependent just on Diablo Immortal. Okay, that's my goal. You know, trying to make this a full-time job in a way that I'm not dependent on Diablo Immortal only. If it's gonna be to create a new channel to start covering other games on the channel, I have to try and test. But that's my goal.
I like your goal. I think it's great. I don't. This isn't like a chat YouTube plans thing for us to chat now, but man, I've got tons of ideas of how, if you take a couple of, I mean, it sounds stupid and it actually sounds a little arrogant for me to say it, but when you think about Diablo Immortal,
Mm-hmm.
there's like power groups of creators, right? And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, you know, Indez, that I like your content because you keep seeing me showing up to your streams.
Mm-hmm.
Habanis is someone that I've reached out to a few times. Like, I always liked Habanis's content too. And the other one that and there's a couple of niche guys that are like super big brains on builds and stuff like that that are great too. But and then you have Misery, who is like a good friend of mine. I think he's a great dude, definitely a casual person like myself. If you take four people like us four, and we create this power group to do all of this type of promotion and of one another, and really build up a group together, there's a lot of things that can come from that. Regarding even building up games popularity, building up player bases within games, and not that we would all like share one channel, but kind of be like a clan that all work together to promote one another, to stream back to back and all that kind of stuff. There's huge strategies with this that I'm seeing now that I work in this space.
Isn't like the same that, for example, organizations like OTK, they do?
Yep, something similar like that.
Like they have their own channels, their own things, but they are part of like the, you know, they raid each other, they shout out, they collab with each other, and you know, like, because you also see these in other gacha games, you know, like with Dectone, or like there's like these major guys that I feel like creating a strategy that we could collab more definitely will be slightly more exciting. By the way, I really appreciate you guys coming here on the stream, because like a lot of times, especially in Diablo Immortal, it's like everyone is so isolated. Also, like time zones aren't the best, as you know. Me and Echo are always trying to collab, but it's never easy. But I think there's more to grow. But at the end, also, I feel like the game, it will need a bit more content for us to keep doing this full time. I don't think like Path of Exile will come in the next 2 years, which I feel like it is. You know, it's like if we're gonna leave and keep building these channels on the hope that Path of Exile mobile comes, but I completely agree that if it will come, I think Grind Gear Games or Path of Exile is the only IP that really could compete with Blizzard. To be honest, they have the confidence of the players, they have the credibility, they have they just build up like such a good reputation that people just trust on them to make the right thing and the right call, which is so rare nowadays to see in a company. And I'll be like extremely excited to work with them. That's for sure. So, yeah. Any final thoughts, guys?
New map.
What's that
new?
I just said new map.
New map.
Yeah, man. I knew that was something you wanted to. I see someone in the chat, Crazy Shots, said add 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉 to the group. 𝙀𝙀𝙋𝘼, a funny story about 𝙀𝙀𝙋𝘼. Him and I met before he even started YouTube. We both got sponsored by Rise of Kingdoms like 7 years ago. And now he's this power creator. He's the #1 kingdom builder creator, a great friend of mine. We talk on a regular basis. He is the power guy for kingdom builders on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love, like, he is the reason why I see Diablo Immortal as potential, because Rise of Kingdoms and the other kingdom builders that he covers are very niche, but he's able to hold down that #1 spot of that niche and be very successful with it. Yep, this guy is not only he's not just a dude on YouTube. He is a smart person. He had a business plan, and I don't want to give any of his details away, but he does very well in the space. We've worked together very often. Great dude.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he wouldn't fit as a power group for action RPGs because he doesn't cover action RPGs.
Yeah.
But as far as creators go, man, he's one of the best that I've ever met. Really fantastic creator.
Nice dude.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. I had something to say, but I forgot. Oh, you know what else could make this stronger? Really shitty content creators for Diablo Immortal stopping creating content.
Drop
some
names.
People that I don't care for. No names.
No, drop names.
Nah, dropping the mic, leaving.
I think your plan is kind of exciting, Echo. Maybe if we do something like that, I would definitely create more content, because doing this alone is another thing too. Like, it's not that fun.
Yeah, it's
I agree. I mean, it's something that takes some strategy, but for real, like, I envision that we're getting back into YouTube stuff, but you get your core group and you don't just do it in one action RPG. You jump around and you expose your audience, which becomes a shared combined audience, into different action RPGs. I mean, look at Riker, right? He does not just cover Diablo. He covers a whole bunch of stuff, and he does it in a news format, which is not where I excel. Like, he looks like he came straight out of Fox News. Like, he's a news guy. He's very good at it.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing that would hold you down to one thing. And if you look at strategy, look at DM. He went to Diablo 4. His channel was called DM Diablo 4. It's not called that anymore. It's Darth Microtransaction something, because he didn't want to lock into one game. So that's the key. It's just making it work. Because, I know now I go do a Diablo 4 stream and it's going to do pretty poorly. People don't want it. But becoming the action RPG, specifically the mobile action RPG group, no one's doing that.
Yeah, because you have that, like, the group power dynamic, it is so strong, and you see that all over. Like, you go back like to the gacha has that, ARPGs has that, like, you have like Rax, 𝙀𝙀𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙍, Rob, DM. Then you have like Goat, like also DM is also in both because like now it's more like Path of Exile. Path of Exile, you also have 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿. You have like that summons guy. You have like so every game you go, you see this group of people and they tend to collab with each other. And whenever I came to this scene, and that's why I started making the podcast and all these things, it was because I wanted to create that. And in this year, I wanted to bring it back, but I also wanted to bring like more different formats and collabs. And because like there are so many ways that we can collab, some they don't need to require a lot of time, but especially for the times that the game is not as excited, because like whenever there is an update, everyone's gonna be busy, you know, covering the updates, the patches, the news. Okay, we don't need help here. Like everyone knows we need help whenever the hype dies. And now, like I was showing on the stream, like these like here is like the moment that these are the updates here on top. Nobody needs help here, but we need help here in the bottom. And that's what I am trying to figure out. Like, what am I going to do? You know, because I am honestly, and these are actually, sometimes it feels unfair because as you said, like we're playing video games as a living, but I'm absolutely bored right now in Diablo 4, in Diablo Immortal. I have like literally nothing to do. So if I could do something else, collab with someone, do some interesting content just to fill up like this time will be awesome. Play a different game with you guys. I think that will be very beneficial because we all know that whenever the patch comes and the views are good, we're gonna do our own thing and then we can come back and do something else.
Yeah. We should keep this conversation going now that we have a group chat.
All right. Sounds very good. Yeah. Yo, thank you guys for coming. I'll let you guys go now. This was very cool. Thank you. We keep this chat room and we keep speaking outside.
Okay.
Have a good one, boys.
Thanks
Have
for
a good
having me
stream.
on.
Cheers.
One thing I want to say, one thing I want to add, there's a lot of content creators in that program, in the Blizzard program. In my comment about shitty creators, it is not the majority of the creators. There's a specific few. So if people happen to watch this, I don't want them thinking that I was talking about them.
Yeah, you're talking about me, chat, so don't worry.
Yeah, I was talking about you. Exactly. Now it's out of the way.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. Have a good one, chat.
You too.
Bye.
Man, these guys are fun, man. Oh, dude. Man, this is what I'm saying, man. Like it's like in anything, you know, like you need to find your boys, man. You need to find your group, boys, girls, it doesn't matter. But things whenever it's shared, they are always so much better, man. Not only find a group of people that you can share your frustrations and emotions, because like, and above all, more than that, having the opportunity to create better content, it is always exciting. You know, different content, better content. That sometimes like it's limited.